UAE, one is to America, one is to France. But I am not clear. I have not decided where to go. I am confused. Then I raise my hands and say, the crew members of these airlines, wherever you want to take me, take. So they fight among themselves and pick you and take. Whoever is powerful will take you. So this is what.
So that's why our thoughts in terms of even towards others.
So we are leaving it in the hands of samskaras, impressions. They are the crew members. They are deciding. Whichever is powerful will take you.
But the way you said that some 10% of the people are conscious of where they want to go. So would those 10% be like yogis or
You all
highly
will be
devotees?
you all will be falling in that category, 10%. Learning operator is learning yoga. That's why I am making it very clear. See, my intention is not to just finish these classes in 5 days as a formality, that okay, I have told you about the Patanjali Yoga Sutra superficially. At the same time, what I want that you really install it and let it start a change in you. It's a long journey, but let it make a beginning. Let it make you little sincere about this.
Maybe at the end we may know where to go.
No, this you have to decide, not in the end. You have to decide.
So yoga and meditation is one of the way to erase the negative
Of
impressions.
course, it is meant for that. I told you the second sutra. The first one is Atha Yoga Anushasana. Now the discipline of yoga starts. Now means you have realized that you are the operator, untrained, to run this huge body-mind complex machine. Very advanced machine is there in your hand, and you do not know the working of it. But you have realized that you are the one who has to learn. First thing, now. Now the discipline of yoga starts. For what? To subside, to erase all the vrittis, thought waves. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. In your mind stuff, from your mind stuff, all the vrittis are to be erased. This is the aim of yoga. You are right. Yoga does this. And yoga and meditations are not two things. Meditation is a part of yoga. Yoga has 8 limbs. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So meditation is a part of it, limb of it. Okay. So it's clear?
I have one question.
Yeah, please.
How many people, when they are dying, actually think about where they want to go next? Doesn't the person...
They don't think no,
attachments?
because they have not been educated. See, point is this. They have not got this guidance. Getting my point?
No, but
They don't
an
know.
average human being would be so much in grief to leave the world because
Yeah.
of the attachments they have to the family.
Yeah. Because they have not been taught in this way. As she yesterday said that we should impart the education from the childhood. This education. People are not aware. Even at the deathbed, they talk about the business,
So it's
jobs,
the thoughts in our
families.
mind, because whatever is going through our mind throughout our entire life, if we've continuously viewed other people, that greed and us being self-centered. Of course, those thoughts, even on the deathbed, and as you say, in terms of the wealth, or I'm leaving this back, and nothing is going with you.
Nothing is going with you.
Absolutely nothing.
But,
So
see-
what is, the use, in terms of, even on that last minute, that,
No, I'm not talking about amassing wealth or who is going to get my wealth after I die, but basically the attachments are so much with the family that I think the person is more into that.
Yeah, this attachment is there just because we think that we are the bodies, we are the minds. That's why the very first thing which we tried to establish, and as told yesterday, it needs repeated efforts, repeated remembrance of the fact that we are the operator, not the body and mind. This body and mind is a machine, and I am here to learn the operations of it, as I did when I was in the matter, the consciousness, it evolved, got the new body of plants, it evolved, got the new body of the animals, it evolved, got the body of humans. So we are here to master this machine. But if you think yourself as the body, then you get attached to other bodies. When you think yourself as the operator, then your attachment will be at different level to the person. That may be the soul attachment. That is okay. That may continue even after this life, because bodies are not going to be carried forward. Bodies will remain here only. But if you know this is a machine, other one is also having a machine, but the operator may get connected. That is another.
I had my Indian uncle, my husband's Indian, so my uncle there, he was he was a normal family man, he was a professor, he has 3 children, and he passed away last year, but he was also very conscious, he studied the scriptures, he was very aware of, yoga and, all of the scriptures in India, and he had diabetes and he was ill, but he was still fine, he was functioning and everything. So one morning he got up and he was having a cup of coffee and he was writing in his notebook, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And his wife just went to the kitchen, and when she came back, he had passed away. But he passed away in that state of complete awareness and writing this in his notebook. And that was
Great.
So that he had the awareness, so he knew where he was going, I think.
Yeah.
Just from being with him, his presence is just beautiful. His kindness, he had a consciousness about him, So I think even then he was aware, maybe he didn't know that he was going to be passed that morning, but
Great, very nice.
The way he did it was very different, I think.
That's why it is said, no, you never know when you are going to die. So always remember the God. So his Ishta, a chosen deity, maybe Lord Shiva. That's why he was writing Om Namah Shivaya. Maybe his Ishta Bhagavan, maybe the Shiva. So he was constantly practicing that. So this is 100% sure that he left his body and went to his loka. This is absolutely true. We people are not aware of these things, but when very simply it is said, I read once Sri Sharda Devi of Ramakrishna Paramahansa, that she said, you never know when your last moment is going to come. So never forget him. So nice. And in some systems it is said when they allow in every condition you take the name of the Lord. There is no restriction. Whatever you are doing, don't forget. The most important is your intention or your connection to Him. You do the worldly job. Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to say, you hold Him with one hand when you are in the world and work with another hand in the world. Do your duties, but keep holding Him. And when you complete the duties in a day, suppose in the night you are free, you have completed all your duties, then leave the world, hold Him with both the hands, and then sleep. Okay? That's why with practice, these things can be developed. You do everything, but always keep it in your mind, but not in the mind. The operator should know that I am the part of it. If I am not the body and mind, this is my machine, and who am I? As Ramana Maharshi used to say, Koham, who am I? Then operator realizes after some time that I am his part. I am divine. And I have, as Vivekananda says, that each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature, internal and external. Do it by work or worship or by psychic control and be free. So the whole aim of the life of human birth is a training of the operator, nothing. It is for the training of the operator, for the soul.
When the soul detached from a body, what comes with the soul? I mean, what's
When soul detaches with the body, what goes with the soul? Okay? If sanskaras are there, they go with the soul. They are in very finest form. This physical body remains here, then the Manomaya Kosh and Pranamaya Kosh move with the
intellect also moves on? No.
Manomaya Kosh means
Manmaya
intellect, mind, it goes. It goes. They carry the seed where the next birth is going to take place.
So whatever work we are doing here, that is based on our impressions. That means, few years back I was not into yoga or anything, but I didn't know how I came to this path. It happened automatically. So is that based on our impressions?
Yeah, of the last verse also, previous work impressions also. So, see, they are so timely fixed. There are things which we really do not know. I give you an example that we see the light, but we don't see the infrareds, we don't see the ultraviolets. But it doesn't mean they don't exist.
Same with hearing, right? There's
Same
things that we
in the hearing. So there are many things which our senses are not capable of getting. This machine has been designed for certain frequency and wavelength. It receives only that. But there are many other things. Even our vision is also limited. We cannot see in the night, and perhaps we can see only to certain plane. So things have been designed in that way. As a robot is designed, no? It has these capacities. It can do this, that's all. But there are immense possibilities. There are other things which the robot has not been made capable of doing. Same is with the human. That's why yesterday I said, there, as Sri Aurobindo says, that there will come a time when new species will come on the earth. All the souls who have perfected, mastered this body-mind machine, they will be given a new body. That will be a divine body, superhumans. That race will come. So these are different things, different yogis are saying different things, but all are in one line. Whether the body appears here or you go to some other higher loka, it is one and same thing. So it's clear. So memory is also a vritti. And from memory rises lots of waves, thought waves. This is one category. Good thought waves, bad thought waves, neutral. These may come from any of the category. From prama, from proof, from indiscrimination, from verbal delusion, from in sleep and worry. These 5 vrittis have to be finished. Any question here till this point? Everything is very clear. Again and again I will be repeating that you should always remember that to whom the yoga is being taught. During the process, just become aware, okay, I am listening. Because you are listening, it means you are not the thought. If you are seeing, you are watching the thought, it's reaching to you, you are not that. You are something different from that. You are hearing me, so you cannot be the hearing. You are seeing me, you cannot be the seeing. You are analyzing, it means you are not the analysis. You are something other than that. If you are driving a car, you cannot be car. You are operating the computer, you are not the computer. So you are the operator. You are the driver. You are the soul. You are the Atma. Always remember this. This will give you freedom. In your day-to-day working, you will be stress-free. If any jolt comes to you, sudden pain, something you dislike, it comes to you, it gives pain. Disliking gives pain. Then you should know that you are feeling the pain, so you are not the pain. Or you can be. If you are seeing something, feeling something, that you are not that. Getting my point? You are observing something and you are not that. Someone else is needed to observe. If I am observing you, I cannot be you. Similarly, awareness has to be maintained in the likings also. When we like something, we get so engrossed into that we start enjoying. Okay, we are enjoying. I am feeling that I am enjoying, so I am not the enjoyment. Enjoying will go on. Because machine will act in its own way. Machine is trained in that way. Machine will feel pain. Machine will feel pleasure. But being the operator, establishing in the operator, you can distance yourself from that.
So we become the witness of what is not the real person.
Witness, I am not the inactive witness. There is a difference in Buddhism and Hinduism. In Buddhism, it is inactive witness, helpless witness. But in Hinduism, we don't believe in helpless witness. Because we consider this witness, the soul, the Atman, divine, infinite potential, infinite powers within. It is a spark of the ultimate, the divine wisdom which has created everything. So this cannot be helpless. Yeah, this may be in infancy. It has to grow and assert its power. So witnessing is okay to stop getting pain and pleasure, but it has to grow, manifest its divinity, and then slowly control the machine. Otherwise, machine will do everything, and as a witness you will see that creates some problem. That may be an initial step, but no inactive witness. You try to transform. Yoga is transformation. Yoga is meant for transformation. Getting my point?
One question, when you say witness, see we are all in this room, you are talking and we are all hearing, but it is not that 100% we are hearing you. Because sometimes some thoughts, when you say some word, we connect to some other things, our thought, it changes. That means whatever we are hearing you, that is anyway is getting registered in our mind. But whatever we have not paying attention, that also is getting registered in our mind, but it is in the, it will be in the subconscious mind. Is that so?
I don't think, because
Because you are talking and he may be doing something. You are talking, but we are listening at the same time. Our mind is, that also it is getting into our mind.
what I think, that if my thought is reaching, changing into the nerve currents, reaching to the brain center, and if not being recognized by the mind, then this is not going to be stored.
Okay.
Once it has to be recognized, reaction from the intellect is given, ego rises, then it gets registered, impression. When you are not seeing, when your mind is not getting attached to it, how it will be registered? It is being registered in the subconscious mind, that is a part of the mind only. It's not a part of the body. Though this mind is installed in the body, but at the time of death it departs. It moves away with all the impressions. That is Manomaya Kosha. These koshas are penetrating each other. Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, they are interpenetrating. Okay? So always remember that you are the operator and not inactive. Initially you see this pain is coming, pleasure is coming, you are initially, because you have to learn ABCD step by step. You cannot be the master in a day. So you just watch. Then you get little distanced. You feel the freedom. Oh, even in this stressful situation, I am relieved. That will be the first beginning. But here ends the Buddhism. They move away from the miseries and they stop. Because the moment you distanced yourself, you become capable of distancing yourself, you ceases to enjoy as well as you ceases to suffer. Both the things. And that is a great freedom. And that is a very vast realm. So it is quite possible that you end up there.
But even to do that much is
Yeah, it's a big thing.
But
This
what
is a big thing.
happens after a few years, if somewhere you hear something or see and what you have finally let go, behind, but again in a few years it pops up. I mean, in terms of the reaction and so forth, even though so hard you've tried to let go.
This is the
So
problem
that
is
does
the
that
problem
mean you
is
completely
We
haven't
have to
let
do
go?
the exercise every day.
no, exercising every day is definitely required. Next sutra Patanjali is saying the same thing. But exercise, when being done from the standpoint of the machine, will produce one result. And when you become aware that you are the operator, this is a very subtle point which I will go on emphasizing again and again, which normally is overlooked. If you remember every day that I am the operator of this machine, then the learning and implementation of that learning will be yielding very different result. And when you don't think that or don't realize that you are the operator, Every day, 1 minute meditation in the morning and 1 minute in the night will help you a lot. And if you don't do this, then you are acting as body and mind machine, completely attached to that, forgetting your own divine nature. Then all these principles you learn, try to do, but most of that will go in vain. Because once attached to the machine, then it's difficult to get away. And machine also catch hold of you. That is how the machine has been programmed. It doesn't leave you so easily. It doesn't allow you to sit for 1 minute meditation even daily. It will break your habit. 1 minute is insignificant, but you will find that also very difficult to follow every day. 1 minute morning, 1 minute night. Okay. And Patanjali is now giving the method. He is saying, okay, I have explained that aim of yoga is to control, to subside, to destroy all the vrittis. And there are these 5 types of categories of the vrittis. But how it can be done? So he is saying practice of non-attachment is the key. You note down. This is the ultimate thing. Practice of non-attachment will restrain the thought waves to rise. Now, to understand not attachment, we have to first understand the attachment. And only we can understand the non-attachment. Can any one of you describe what attachment is? Or how it works?
Possessiveness, thinking that is mine,
Right? That is mind, possessiveness.
and that will be with us forever.
Correct, very correct. Yeah, any other?
Your likes, your dislikes, you attach to your likes and dislikes also.
Correct. Likes and dislikes.
Attachment to people.
Attachment to the result of what you do
Okay, correct.
and to the things that you have. Identify
Okay,
with
okay.
those things.
Things you already have. In Gita, when Sri Krishna was talking to the Arjuna, at one place, I think in 2nd chapter, he so nicely describes the whole process of attachment and distress. He says, Dhyayate Vishyan Punsaha Sangas Teshu Upajayate. If you go on thinking of the object, Dhyayate Vishyan Punsaha. Vishya is object, sense object, which may be anything. If you go on desiring, thinking, Dhyayate Vishyan Punsaha Sangas Teshu Upajayate. If you go on thinking of something, an attachment will arise to that object. Attachment may be minor or major, but if you go on thinking, the process has begun, attachment has arisen, attachment has taken place. Sangasteshu upjayate. Sang, attachment has taken place. Sangat sanjayate kama. Kamat krodho vijayate. Once this attachment has been sown, it has taken place, then the desire to get that object will take place. Sangat sanjayate kama. Then there will be a desire to get that sense object. And everything is sense object other than this body. All the bodies, all the things are the sense objects. So desire to get that object will come up. Kamat krodho vijayate. Now, see the psychological interpretation 5,000, 10,000 years before. Krishna is saying, if you get that object, the story ends there. If you have got it, then you will be attaching to something else. You have finished one cycle. But if there is obstacle in the way to get that desired object, then there will be two reactions. Bhaya or krodh, fear or anger. If the obstacle is small, which you can conquer, then you will become angry. How dare you to come in between? Okay? And if the obstacle is bigger than you, then the fear will take place. And in both conditions, whether it is krodh or fear, krodhat bhavati sammoha, you will get hypnotized. Means it will go on moving in your mind in such a way that it will take possession of you. You are almost hypnotized. Somehow you want to reach to the object of your attachment. And this fear, this anger will go on. It will hypnotize you. And in this sammohat bhavati smriti vibhrama. This will put an stroke on your memory. Your memory will get disturbed. Some illusion will take place. And once the memory, you will be behaving like an illusioned person, and your memory will be destroyed. And once the memory is destroyed or stopped, you may act in any way. You won't be able to take any decision. A person take decision always on the based of memory, experiences. You will lose contact with that, with the store of memory, stored memory. And that is equal to death. This is the whole process of attachment. It starts with the thinking, repeated thinking of the sense object. So here at this point one can stop. Here is the key. Don't go on repeatedly thinking of any sense object. Repeated thinking. You may think once or twice, but don't go on repeatedly
So
thinking.
sense object is anything.
Anything. Anything in the world.
Material thing.
Not only material,
Tangible.
humans also.
Human, other humans.
They are also sense objects. So,
But is it only thinking or is it also some desire? Because
desire will arise afterwards. Once the liking will take place, then the attachment will come, then the desire to get it. If the obstacle is there, then the fear, anger, then the the state of a person who moves as hypnotized by the object, anyhow I want it. Sammohat bhavati vibhrama, then it is almost in the state of illusion, bhram. And that illusion destroys the memory. It doesn't leave you capable of taking any proper decision. This is what happens in possessiveness, you said. And this is equivalent to death. Now you are fully in the grip of the sense object. Alright? Your whole attention, everything has been caught by the sense object and you are behaving like a hypnotized person. Your own experiences, one side. Sometimes you take wrong decision. No? Though we have experiences, we are not capable to utilize the experience base which we have. In our life, we have all type of experiences, good, bad. We know what is right, what is wrong. We know it. Who doesn't know it? What is wrong, what is right? But still, what happens when the attachment takes place? We act as hypnotized person, and we lose the capacity to analyze on the basis of the stored experiences. This is the attachment, the whole process. And Patanjali is saying, with the practice of non-attachment, you can stop the rising of the vrittis. Completely annihilation of the vrittis can take place with the practice of the non-attachment.
It is like good to have desires. Like suppose we all are here now, we have a desire to walk this path. So we are already attached to this yoga thing now. That is also another desire.
You are right, you are right. Your question is very correct. Have desire, no issue. But who is having the desire? That should be clear. If you are standing apart from the machine, then you are entitled to have desires. When machine desires, it gets hypnotized. When the operator desires, there is no hypnotism. Because operator knows this is the machine only. Right? So his desires cannot be wild. He knows he will give required importance to the machine. He knows for what this machine has been given to him, why I have been given this machine,
In the sense,
body and mind, why this machine has been given to me,
so we always
and this machine deteriorates itself over a period of time. Mind becomes weak, body becomes weak, finally it degenerates. So, when the operator thinks, operator acts, things are different.
the mission acts.
Because operator is divine in nature. Operator is not acting on the basis of ego. It is beyond ego.
Whether our operator is, this desire is coming from
Yeah.
the operator, this is also needs some enlightenment.
No, again the sense of detachment, as you said, you have to realize that you are the operator and you are not the mind and body which is desiring.
Yeah.
So you have to separate yourself from that.
Correct. Very
That
correct.
also
Very
figure out
correct.
is-
That is the whole thing.
Very, very
Somehow
correct.
behind
Very,
it.
very correct. Operator
Where the
will
desire is
see.
coming from.
Operator will see that okay, this input has come. Now he will not sanction it. He is a sanctioning authority. Okay.
So that
And
we should
checkpoint is, Swami Vivekananda says that anything which is selfish in nature is coming from the machine. Everything which is unselfish is coming from the operator. Though he didn't use this term, operator and machine, but that is what.
I mean, I have some people, they'll come to me, oh, I want to do yoga to lose weight. They
Yeah.
have in their mind, I want to do yoga only to lose weight.
So this is what has happened to yoga
Yeah.
today.
So that's the thing, I mean, in terms of, then you know that, okay, it's strictly for the body that this individual wants to do yoga. So there's no connection with that mind to the body, and actually understanding that there's so much more than just the weight loss.
Yes, yes, this is true.
So, but in terms of, I mean, objects, I can understand, okay, that non-attachment and so forth. For family,
See, everything starts with the attachment of operator to its body and mind. If that is
clear.
clear, then there will not be any attachment. Duties may be there, lots of love may be there, but the suffering of the attachment will not be there.
So understanding that.
Yeah. Because if you are not attached to your body and mind, you will not be attached to anybody. Because you think your body and mind, then you are in a circle of insecurity, and you are attached because of the insecurity, if you analyze very deeply. All the attachments are based on insecurity. Why we need fulfillment? Because we feel that we are unfulfilled. We are inadequate. That's why we need the things. If we are self-sufficient, if we are filled, then what we will be doing? We will be giving. Suppose if we are full of love, then we won't be needing love. We will be giving. Suppose we have enough money, then we will not be working for money. We may be giving rather. But these are all psychological positions, in fact. Means if you are as operator, you are seeing the things, then only. Otherwise, multi-millionaires or billionaires do feel deprived. They also don't have a sense of fulfillment even for money. I'm not talking about relations and all. In terms of money also, they don't feel that they have enough. If you ask Ambani, are you satisfied? He is not satisfied.
Because he's attached to.
It's a machine is working.
Yeah,
He is a
he's
machine.
attached to the mind-body complex.
He is a machine. It's a machine. This is the point. And machine always, it's an inbuilt sense in the machine that machine knows it is limited. One day it is going to be finished. Sense of limitedness in the machine makes it to make efforts to gather unlimitedly. And this is the cause of all problems on this earth.
But in practical life, is it easy to be so non-attached? I mean,
I'm not saying that you will, in a day, you will reach to that highest level. You have to start. By thinking this, you will not make a beginning.
right, like first start detaching from material things, then slowly,
Not again making a mistake. Start detaching from body and mind, that's all.
so don't get swayed by pleasure or pain. I mean, there is an equanimity in both.
What I'm saying, you initially just make meditation that this is your mind, this is your body. So let this gap get created. And this operator, as I said yesterday, this operator was sleeping. Now it has become awake, that at least you realize that you are fraction of second, you realize this is not body and mind, not you, but you are something else. This something else is Atman, operator, soul. Now, this is not capable, it is incapable soul. That's why yoga is being taught to the operator, no? So it can become capable. If this is so capable, then in fraction of second, you saw that I am not the body and mind, I am this, then you would have taken the charge. No, it is not like this. It is something like this, that suppose there is a big corporate house, and the owner dies and the small child is there, now left as the owner. The child is brought to the office and shown that this is our empire. Okay, so this has been done by 1 minute meditation. This is your empire, this is body-mind complex. This is your empire. Okay, this is your machine, this is your empire. But the child says, how to control this, how to order these vice presidents of the company, will they listen to me? I don't know much about the money transactions, I don't know about the income tax rules, I don't know about the manufacturing units working here. No problem, you learn. So it will take time. But you know that this is yours. So this has been shown at least. This empire belongs to you, not you to that. So only this has happened. Rest is now the learning being given to the child. The soul is a child. It is grown up only in the enlightened people. That there it is with the full light. And when we get the opportunity in life to see such people, we feel that vibrations, radiance. Okay? There are places where you go and it happens that you start crying, weeping, then you are leaving the place. Why it happens? Well, there is a presence of the full grown soul, and the child inside sees it, not the body and mind. Child cries that it has come to the place of his father, now it is being taken back. In that presence, the operator, the child, the infant feels highly secured, energized, satisfied, full of bliss, and regrets its inability to manifest its divinity. It seeks guidance. Then this operator connects to something higher. That is what I am saying. Connect to something higher. Any Swarupa, any form of the God, any scripture, or formless, whatever suits to you, then you will be getting real guidance. What is coming from Patanjali is still external. But when the Patanjali will start speaking within, that will be the real guidance. See, here is empire, child is there. Now, to get the learning, it has to turn back and talk to the teacher, who will teach how